Hey everyone, welcome back. I have a project I wanted to show you. This is a string quilt block, and I think I found an easier and quicker way to do it than the traditional way. And what I like to do is I start with a template, usually cut out of cardboard. You want to make sure that all four sides are exactly equal. And you can make it whatever size you want. What I do is I use these bulldog clips to make sure that nothing is shifting around on me. And I pin one side on. Use some pins. And then usually at this point you would go to the machine and start stitching, but I don't do that. I go ahead and pin on the opposite side at the same time. When I lay the strip out like that, I'm not only auditioning the color, I'm also making sure that the strip is long enough to go past the edge of the cardboard. That's real important. So don't go to the sewing machine just yet. Just go ahead and prepare another, get all the strips prepared at the same time in this fashion, with both sides having been pinned on. The clips are really, really handy in keeping everything in place. I'm always looking for a little contrast in the colors as I'm putting them down. Okay, so here I've already now started stitching, and now I'm cutting them apart because I'm starting to work on the other side, the opposite side. So I've already stitched one side of all of these, and now I'm stitching the second side. And again, just chain piecing, so I'm not breaking the thread between them. Okay, that side's already been stitched. So now I can get this green strip under there and get that one done. Okay, now this part of the process, the ironing, is super, super important. These strips have to be ironed with a very, very hot iron. I prefer steam. I want them to lay absolutely flat. And if something is still a little bit wrinkled, I hit it with a little water and get it really nice and flat. And now I'm ready to go back to the cardboard template and I lay down my grouping of 3 and grab those clips again, because it has to be, you have to make sure that it's not going to shift around on you at all. Okay. I lined it up with the diagonal. And now I start adding, you guessed it, one piece on one side, one piece on the other. Okay, and again, I'm not going to the sewing machine yet. I'm going to do all of these exactly the same way first, and then when I've got them all done, then I go to the machine and start sewing. Strip quilts are really fun to make. You really get a huge impact from it's a very simple design idea. Here now I'm ready for round 3. And I'm just going to be adding that last little corner. This is usually the last round, but you know, it depends on how wide your strips are and such. We'll decide how it looks, but sometimes you wind up with a little uncovered corner. For example, that pink would have left me with a little uncovered corner, so I opted for this wider piece instead, and I think that just looks better and just makes it less awkward looking. So I've got this batik. I'm just going to cut a straight edge on there. You can use a ruler if you like. Make sure it covers the whole thing and pin it down. I always have to double check with batiks because both sides look so similar that sometimes you just can't tell which is the right side. But in this case, one side was slightly brighter and more in focus than the other. So here I just found a little piece of blue that covered that corner perfectly. All right, and ready for the next one. So you get the idea. It's really easy. You just need to have, and actually let me just mention that when you're working with a piece that does have a rough edge like this, rather than trim it with a scissor as an alternative, you could just draw a nice line with a ruler, and that will give you a perfect seam that lays flat. Okay. Now I'm going to be tracing the template onto the back. I've already ironed each one, sewn each one, ironed each one, and now I'm going to trace the shape of the template onto the back of each block. And somehow this got a little bit off camera. I apologize for that. I don't know, maybe my camera got turned around the wrong direction, but I think you get the idea. I'm just drawing with a pen actually onto the wrong side. You could draw onto the right side, but I've learned not to do that. There were a couple of times when I made a mistake and I regretted having drawn with a pen onto the right side of my block. With it on the left side, there's a little room for forgiveness. And now I've done that on all my blocks, and now I'm ready to cut out each block and use a nice, really good sharp pair of scissors to do it. You could use a rotary cutter and a ruler, but I really like using a really fine pair of scissors, and I even enjoy the sound that it makes. So there's the finished block. Although it's not really quite finished, because I do have intention to add something to this block. Before I do that, I'm just playing with the different directions of the strips to see which one I like better and what color combinations I like. Strip blocks let you play with it a lot, so this is good. What I'm going to be showing you in the next frame is some seam binding that I got a hold of. I love this stuff. It comes in a million different colors, and I like to use it as an embellishment in places where, maybe a little shot of color would add something. It is finished on both sides, so you don't have to worry about turning it under. If you don't have anything like this, you can use ribbons also. They do the same thing. Okay, so look at how that turquoise just transformed that yellow strip. It's just really amazing, and is just a wonderful way to add more color and more interest. So this will be stitched down on both sides very, very close to the edge. And here is my finished blocks, which I've laid out and arranged them. I may rearrange them. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching, and I really would appreciate it if you subscribed. I'm a newbie around here, and I'm trying to get my channel off the ground. So any help you can give me with subscribing would be very much appreciated. So see you next time with a new idea.